Hello and welcome back to another video with Matthew Quilliam. This one is called Which Finger or Which Fingers Should I Use to Strum the Ukulele? Now obviously we have lots of different parts of the hand. Not only do we have the individual fingers and the thumb, but we also have the pad, the nail, and actually we can use the side as well. There is no right or wrong way to play. The reason that there are various different ways depends on the culture that is adopting the ukulele, or indeed the sound and the affection that you're trying to get across. When the ukulele was originated, it was originated in Hawaii. Now a lot of Hawaiian uke players hold their ukes like this and they use their thumb to strum. If you look at players like Herb Otter-san and people like that, they'll use their thumb a lot. Even Jake Shimabukuro uses the thumb quite a bit. They use the thumb, it's just a downward motion, still all in the wrist, but it's downward like that, using the thumb, hands nice and open. And we're sort of using the side of the thumb here, not so much on the pad, but more the side like that. That's it. Now what the thumb, using the side of the thumb does, is it gives us a warm mellow sound. If you think about Hawaii, it's very warm, and it's also really laid back, so you don't want anything too loud and harsh. It's sort of just like... doesn't that feel relaxing? The next thing we can do is use the finger. Now a lot of jazz ukulele players, and what I mean by this is the players of the 20s, 30s and 40s, would use the finger. So the finger has the most flexibility in the fact that when you can do a lot faster strumming because you've got a surface that you can strum down with and up with. With the thumb it's a bit harder to strum up with. It just feels a bit weird. If you give it a go it would just feel a bit weird. But the finger we can go up and down as much as we like, so we can do really fast strumming. So it gives us some great flexibility. It also allows us to have a change of affection. If you want that mellow sound, you can use the pad of the finger, just in the same way that you use the pad of the thumb, or you've indeed got the nail, which you can use. Now the nail is harder, and it's a bit like a pick. I often have mine grown a little bit longer than this, to be shaped like a plectrum. The hardness and stiffness of the nail contrasts the soft padding of the thumb, which means you get a louder and slightly more harsh sound. If you want to see this for yourself, try strumming the uke with a finger using the nail, and then listen to what your uke's doing when you strum with the thumb instead. I don't know how well that's coming across on camera, but I'm putting the same amount of energy, the same amount of pressure in my right arm. It's purely changing the finger and thumb that creates the difference in sound. You can actually use multiple fingers as well. You can do a strum like this. This is something where you multiply the dynamics by 4. If one finger gives you X amount of volume, then 4 fingers will give you 4X. So it's like 4 ukes playing at once. It's like a really good one for energetic party sort of tunes. And there is such a difference between that and going back to the strumming we learnt at the start, the thumb. You can hear how quiet that sounds compared to all 4 fingers. Now with that strum I'm sort of doing a bit more flicking through the fingers. But that doesn't mean my wrist isn't working as well. The wrist's giving me that motion. So just to recap then, you can use the thumb and the side of the thumb for a mellow sound. Often either sad songs or just sweet happy songs that aren't really energetic, it's more chill kind of thing. Can be used in sad songs or passionate songs. That's with the thumb. With the finger, you've sort of got the best of both worlds, that harsh, brash, but equally exciting and energetic sound, as well as the pad for the more softer tones. And it also gives you the greatest flexibility. And you can use the fingers, all 4 fingers, which give you the greatest level of heightened excitement and volume. I would encourage you to play around with these, because if you're playing a set list, i.e. multiple songs, doing exactly the same strum with the same finger can sound monotonous after a while. That can get quite boring if you listen to it on loop for a whole set list. What you can do is you can play softer songs, say It Must Be Love. I play that with the thumb. I never thought I'd miss you half as much as I do. It's a love song, it's passionate, it's got a real sense of warmth to it, so I use the thumb. Whereas if I'm then playing something more upbeat, I'll use the fingers. Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Oh, don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Oh. And somewhere in between would be something like this. Alright, said Fred, both of us together, one each end, and steady as we go. For those familiar with that song, that was Right Said Fred by Bernard Cribbins. That's a comedy song, and so the vocals are the most important part. Therefore, while it has an upbeat tempo to it, and it's quite energetic, which is why I use the finger, I don't use all 4 fingers, because I don't want the uke to overpower the vocals, because the vocals are the main part of a comedy song. So it's a good in-between for that. There, I hope that's given you some food for thought. Go ahead and experiment with all the songs in your set list. Try playing the slower ones or the sadder ones, the calmer ones with the thumb, the more upbeat ones with the fingers, and anything in between with the single finger. Hope that's been useful to you. Please do consider leaving a tip. My PayPal link's in the description, or you can still support me by giving this video a like, leaving a comment down below, and subscribing to this YouTube channel. I've been Matthew Quilliam. Have a great day.